Hello, I'm John Godfrey and I'm the coordinator of the unique MA Experimental Sound Practice at UCC. This MA is intended for anyone who is engaged in a creative practice that employs sound. You don't need to have a background in music. The MA is a space for those who are excited to explore, experiment, and push the boundaries of their practice. We're all about breaking free of conceptual limitations and engaging with the incredible richness of possibilities that creative work with sound can offer when disciplinary categories are left behind.
Hi, my name is Doug Murray. I'm a feature film sound designer. I went to Cork in 2019 to do the MA in experimental sound practice. I enjoyed learning to listen and to interact with others and other sounds based on my own feelings about what I was hearing. I learned improvisation and we learned different modes of synthesis. We learned to make our own devices using Arduino. This is one I made, which converts varying light levels to USB signals to control sound in Pro Tools for me. And I would highly recommend the program.
The MA Experimental Sound Practice covers a lot of ground. We make sonic art with digital technologies and tin cans, with field recordings and Arduino sensors, with hacked and newly invented analog instruments. We make soundscapes, interactive technologies for live performance, installations, and pieces of music. We improvise together, create for each other, do public performances, and discuss philosophies of creativity. All of the courses on the MA are primarily about making new work. You'll make a great deal of it, culminating in a very substantial portfolio of work that can be an excellent resource, whether you use it to apply for a PhD or in the course of your career as a professional artist.
I had an extraordinary year doing the Masters in Experimental Sound Practice at UCC. Before taking that course, I had finished a master's degree and a bachelor's degree in music composition in the United States. And those two degrees were, they were fabulous, but they were pretty traditional conservatory style training for what you're expected to learn and know as a composer. This MA took, all of that information. It built on so many of the skills that I had honed over the course of those two previous degrees and brought them out in a way I'd never expected. It gave me opportunities to perform that I had never considered myself a performer. It gave me opportunities to make new kinds of art I had never considered making. And I don't think it's an understatement to say that everything I've done since then has been profoundly influenced by the coursework I took while I was in Cork.
I'm Karen Power, a composer, sound artist, and improviser, and I teach on the MA ESP. I think what's really interesting and unique about this MA program is an unwritten ethos that's shared amongst its staff, which is a focus on creativity and on unearthing the unique creative voices of each of its students. What this means is that although we use a lot of technology in how we create, our focus is always on what that technology can do to realize specific artistic goals. And a focus on what each student brings to that technology and extracts from that technology that will further enhance their creative journey.
Hi, my name's Aaron and I'm a filmmaker and musician from Cork. Coming from a film background, this course really opened my eyes to the world of experimental art, and during the course I was able to expand on my filmmaking experience as well as develop my music and sound practice. I'm currently working on a practice-based PhD in composition at UCC, where my focus is making experimental films and expanding on the creative work I started during the MA. Even if your main background isn't in music or sound, if you're open to experimenting with new ideas and approaches, I think this course should really benefit you in your practice.
The staff teaching on the MA ESP includes musicians and artists with international reputations in their fields. Amongst other things, they have expertise in the performance and composition of experimental music and other arts, improvisation, use of digital technologies to create live interactive systems, multimedia, composition with field recordings, and sound art.
The Experimental Sound Masters was a huge experience for me as an artist. I don't think there's a project since that I've worked on that I haven't in some way referenced it, whether that be the teachers, the programs, the tools, and the classmates. It's been a huge influence on my professional career. It's a fun, challenging, and fast and inspiring year.
In the 3 years that the programme has been running, we've had students from Ireland, the USA, the UK, India, and Austria. They've had backgrounds in art music, jazz, rock, film and theatre sound design, sound engineering and video game music, and one whose practice involved spirituality and sounding. If you're creatively restless or hungry for something new, if you're looking to expand your artistic world, if you want to be introduced to a new way of thinking about your art, this is the course for you.
My background as a jazz trumpet player was always about chasing other people's artistic visions and voices. The experimental sound practice program gave me a lot of resources, both electronic, academically, and with the people I had met, to chase my own and really get into new sound and music practices.